Chapter 2: Traits of Effective Technical Writing. Technical writing is communication written for and about business and industry. Technical writing, which must be understood easily and quickly, includes memos and email, letters, reports, instructions, brochures and newsletters, the job search, web pages, flyers, PowerPoint presentations, and graphics. Technical writing is the CV that helps you get a job and the web page which promotes a company. In each case, the technical document must be precise and easily understood. That's why most technical writers believe that clarity is the most important quality of effective technical writing. The 5 traits of effective technical writing are clarity, conciseness, accessible document design, audience recognition, and accuracy. Traits means qualities. Each of the following qualities will be discussed in the following slides. Clarity. The most important criteria for effective technical writing is clarity. By effective technical writing, we mean when the written document enables its writer to achieve the goal or goals behind writing it. Clarity is achieved through reporter's questions. By reporter, we mean the document writer. These questions include who, what, when, where, why, and how. I'll give you examples. Who's the audience? What do you plan to do? What do you want the audience to do? What do you want to know? When should the job be completed? Where will the work take place? Why is the task being undertaken? Why is the desired date important? How should the task be performed? What's the preferred procedure? So if the writer succeeds in answering those questions while he's writing the document, he will eventually succeed in creating a clear document. This flowed memo, written by a manager to a newly hired employee, highlights the importance of clarity. Let us have a look at this memo. Date, to, from, and subject. Those lines are called the identification lines. By date, we mean the date of writing the memo. By to, we mean the person to whom it's intended. By from, we mean the person who wrote the memo. And the subject, by the subject, we mean the subject of the memo. This is the body of the memo. If you read this memo, you will recognize that nothing is clear in it. And the reasons are obvious. The manager, L. Eddings, has failed to answer reporters' questions. Who, what, when, where, why, and how. Now let me ask you, what don't you know in this memo? What additional information should the writer have included for clarity? Now your obvious responses should include information like when is the meeting, where is the meeting, who's the meeting for, how much information is very detailed, because here he says make sure the information is very detailed. So how much information is very detailed? This is not clear. How will the presentation be made? Why is the meeting being held? What does the manager want to be conveyed about sales? So this memo is flawed because it's not clear. Using the reporter's questions as a pre-writing tool, the previous memo could be revised to achieve greater clarity. By using reporter's questions as a pre-writing tool, we mean you think of the answers to the reporter's questions, I mean questions such as who, where, what, and why, before you start writing. So before you start writing, you write down the answers to the reporter's questions. They will help you in creating a clear document. Now here is an example of a revised memo. Here is an example of a revised memo. The date to from lines are the same. The subject line is different. The subject line in this revised memo is clearer because the writer succeeded in writing a topic and a focus. The topic of the memo is a meeting, and the focus is sales staff. So it's a meeting for the sales staff, which is clearer than the previous. Now let us have a look at the text of the memo. The text of this revised memo contains an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. 3 distinct, clear paragraphs. Now let us talk about the way in which the memo writer has used the reporter's questions to create a clearer introduction. Let me read the introduction. Please make a presentation on improved sales techniques for our sales staff. This meeting is planned for March 18, 2004 in Conference Room C from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Now if you look at the first line, please make a presentation on improved sales techniques. So we have what? We have an idea about the topic of the meeting. What's the topic of the meeting? Also, for whom is the meeting? Our sales staff. This meeting is planned for March 18, 2004. So this is when. When is also given. In Conference Room C, where is the meeting going to be held? Also, the time of the meeting is clear. So this is what we mean by using reporter's questions to create a clear text. So before you start writing, you can answer the reporter's questions, and when you start writing, you choose the needed information. I mean the information needed for creating a clear text. Conciseness. Good technical writing is concise. Successful technical writing tries to avoid multisyllabic words, such as multisyllabic. Conciseness is achieved through using short words. Of course, some multisyllabic words cannot be changed. We cannot replace engineer, telecommunications, or internet. Other words, however, can be avoided. Look at these, for example. Terminate. You can use a shorter word with the same meaning. You can use end instead of terminate. Instead of using morbidity, you can use death. Instead of using endeavor, you can use try. Conciseness is also achieved through short sentences. You can shorten a sentence by avoiding redundancy, prepositional phrases, and passive voice. By redundancy, we mean writing extra unneeded information. Prepositional phrases are used to give details in writing. And we need to be brief, we need to be concise. I'll give you an example on prepositional phrases. When you say in the garden, in is a preposition followed by a noun phrase, which is the garden. So prepositional phrases are to be avoided when we write technical documents. Passive voice is not preferred in technical writing because it makes or it helps the writer to create a longer verb. And we are after brevity. So active is better in technical documents when we write technical documents. Let us start with number 1, examples on avoiding redundancy. We have wordy sentences and less wordy sentences. Number 1, we collaborated together on the projects. Collaborated means work together. So there is no need to write together in the sentence. So the less wordy sentence is we collaborated on the project. It has the same meaning, but it's less wordy. Example number 2, this is a brand new innovation. Now innovation means something which was not in existence. It's a brand new, so there is no need to write brand new before innovation. Sentence will appear less wordy if you say this is an innovation. The last example is the other alternative is to eat rice. An alternative means another option. So why to use or why to write other in the sentence? It's not needed. It's redundant. The sentence will appear better if you say the alternative is to eat rice. Number 2, avoiding prepositional phrases. Wordy sentence, concise sentence. He drove at a rapid rate can be shortened if you use an adverb instead of the prepositional phrase at a rapid rate, which contains 4 different words. So at is a preposition followed by a noun phrase, a rapid rate. You can create a shorter, concise sentence by saying he drove rapidly. They have the same meaning, but he drove rapidly is concise. I will see you in the near future. In is a preposition followed by the noun phrase, the future. The sentence can be made shorter by saying I'll see you soon. So one word instead of using 4 different words in the near future. 3. Avoiding passive voice. Passive voice constructions are wordy. The window was broken by the boys versus the boys broke the window. If you look at the first sentence is longer than the second. The reason is that in the first we have used a passive verb form, was broken. The second sentence, the boys broke the window, has the same meaning as the first, but it's shorter. That's why passive is avoided in technical documents, because it creates longer sentences, and we are after conciseness. We need to create a concise, brief text. 3. Accessible document design. A third trait of effective technical writing is accessibility. Page layout, which means the way the text looks on the page. Students can make information leap off the page by making content accessible through the following highlighting techniques. Graphics, like tables and figures. White space, boldface text, headings and subheadings, italics, underlining, varied font sizes, bullets, numbered lists, and varied font types. 4. Audience recognition. Who's writing to whom? What does the audience know, need to know, and want to know? When your audience fails to understand the text, you have failed to communicate. All good communicators should think about their readers. How much information and detail will they need? Should you use specialist terms, or should you translate these to make yourself understood by a generalist reader? Successful technical writers know that they can only achieve clarity by recognizing their audiences. Basically, our students will write to either high-tech peers, low-tech peers, or lay readers. These three audience types or levels have the following traits. High-tech peers know as much about a subject matter as you. They have the same job title, same education, same years of experience, and the same level of expertise. For example, a medical doctor writing to another medical doctor would be writing high-tech to high-tech. Low-tech peers. Low-tech peers who work in your company know something about the subject matter. They may not have the same job title, education, years of experience, or level of expertise. For example, a medical doctor writing to a staff nurse would be writing high-tech to low-tech. Lay readers are your customers, and they are completely out of the loop. For example, a medical doctor communicating with a patient. Accuracy. Effective technical writing must be correct, whether grammatically, mathematically, electronically, etc. Errors in technical writing make the company and the employee look bad. Students must understand the importance of proofreading. You can try these proofreading techniques. Use the computer's spell check. Remember, however, that a spell check will not catch from if you mean from, or to if you mean to. Let it sit for a day or a weekend. When the document is cold, students are more objective about their own writing. I mean, they can recognize their errors or mistakes easily. Use peer evaluations. By peers, I mean your friends. Let your friends read the document for you. They will easily find the mistakes. So when you use peer check evaluation, others will see the errors you miss. Read it aloud. Sometimes we can hear errors.